What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway back with you again. So in this video, I want to do a breakdown of the Atlanta Falcons' new safety, Jessie Bates III, straight from Cincinnati. I like this signing. Out of all the defensive free agent signings we done had this offseason, he was my favorite one. I've been a fan of his from his Cincinnati days. And I also think he's going to fit well into this new system that we about to get under new defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen, who just come from New Orleans. So in a later video, I'm going to talk about how he fits into that. But for right now, I just want to talk about him and what makes him so great. So y'all take a look and enjoy. One of the points of weakness from this defense, I noticed, was from the safety position. I saw a lot of guys that was out of position, took bad angles to the football, bad angles to receiving, not being able to identify a route construction, and we definitely needed an improvement in that area. And I'm showing just a few plays where a lot of big plays were given up over the course of the season, and that's just not something you need in today's NFL with heavy passing and more complex route construction. So here goes Jessie Bates at the top of the screen. The coverage is almost like an inverted cover two with the safety dropping down in man. Bates has the deep left of the field while the other corner has a deep right. So I'm going to let this play go and I want to stop it right here. So you see this post coming down behind Bates and you have a curl in front of him. So he's going to feign to the curl and then he's going to go back to feign towards the post to kind of put, even though he's in a bind, he puts the quarterback in a bind. And so he just reacts, guesses right, and is able to break up the play here. Now here we have a cover three being shown, and Bates is going to have his eyes on the outside receivers, so he's reading 1 to 2, one being the outside receiver. So the receiver's actually going to run an over route, which is one of the hardest ones to defend. And you look at the space between the two of them, that's a lot of space for him to cover. But as I unpause this, I want you to see how far he covers the space and is able to get the interception here. That quick twitch athletic ability, change of direction, and closing speed are what makes him special in the pass game. Now this play here is actually a completion. It's another over route or a post, depending on how you look at it. But again, you look at the space between him and the receiver. That's a lot. That's almost 15 yards. But you see he's still able to close in and be able to make the tackle. Now, even though it's a completion, I'm still glad at least that the tackle was made, because what you don't want is extra yards. Giving up big plays is bad enough, but at least make the tackle so that there's no yak yardage to further demoralize the defense. His tackling ability is one of the most attractive aspects that he brings, and in the next couple of clips, I'm going to talk about how good that is in regards to the run game and tackling in space. Now I want to show y'all some clips from the run game and show y'all what Jessie does well here. When the ball comes to a safety side of the field, what we tell them to do is to go downhill between the tackle and the line of scrimmage and pursue to what we call an alley. Now on this play, Jessie does feel his alley, but I want y'all to see a couple of things. The angle that he approaches the ball carrier is to his the ball carrier's inside shoulder, or the shoulder that's to the middle of the field. We call it playing inside out. So you pursue the ball carrier from the inside and pursue them outside if they go there, but if they cut back, then they cut back into you. So his angle here was perfect. As you can see, the ball carrier cut right back to him, or at least the defense contained him and forced him back to him. So in this formation, he actually has shorter depth, and I think for this one, he actually read more of the running back action than anything else. Also, he could have seen the tight end flash out for a block and decided it was an outside run. Also, going back to what I said earlier, I want you to look at the angle that he takes. See, he gets himself back to that inside shoulder so that he can pursue and then force the runner out. Now I want to focus on his open field tackling, which I think is another one of his best assets. But I'm not going to draw up the coverages. I want y'all to watch him and just see what he does in space, with multiple receivers coming at him and how he adjusts. Here he is. He's going to sit in the zone, and Dalton Schultz, number 86, is going to flash across his face. He lets him go when Tony Pollard comes down, and then he makes the open field tackle on a real good athlete. Now, this is a very similar play against the Chiefs. Again, he's sitting in the short zone, and he's going to have more than one guy flash across his face. He's going to have the one read, he goes to the two, and he goes back to Noah Gray here, and he makes the open field tackle. Now, yeah, it's a completion, but like I said, I'd rather that be a completion and a stop than yak yardage. And all in all, man, I think that Jessie Bates is a fundamental athletic safety with quickness, closing speed, and the kind of physicality we need at a position, along with the intellect. His ability to diagnose plays, to be able to make the plays that need be from that position, I think it makes the back end of our defense a lot stronger and a lot more competent than it has been in the last however many years. But his addition, I think, is one of my favorite from this free agent class. And after the draft, I'm going to talk more about how he fits into this new defense under Ryan Nielsen that we're going to be running.